The wait is finally over. Netflix has confirmed the release date for Cobra Kai Season 7, and this time it's bigger, bolder, and more intense than ever before. Fans around the world have been waiting to see how this legendary saga will end, and now, the countdown has officially begun. Cobra Kai has always been more than just a show. It's a cultural phenomenon that blends nostalgia with new-age storytelling. From the very first season, Netflix and the creators gave us something rare. A series that pays respect to the original Karate Kid films while carving out its own powerful identity. And now, with Season 7 confirmed as the grand finale, the stakes have never been higher. This is the moment where every rivalry, every friendship, and every battle finally comes full circle. Think back to the journey so far. We started with Johnny Lawrence, the once feared bad boy of Cobra Kai, now struggling with his life decades after that legendary 1984 All-Valley tournament. Across from him stood Daniel LaRusso, the eternal underdog turned successful businessman, still carrying the teachings of Mr. Miyagi in his heart. For years, these two men couldn't escape their past. Their rivalry bled into their children's lives, their communities, and even new students who never asked to inherit the burden of old grudges. Cobra Kai wasn't just about karate, it was about identity, legacy, and the choices we make when life pushes us to the edge. Over 6 explosive seasons, we watched Cobra Kai evolve from a story of two old rivals into a global martial arts drama with life-or-death stakes. From the humble beginnings of Johnny reopening the Cobra Kai dojo, to Daniel stepping back into the fight to protect Miyagi-Do, to Kreese's return and Terry Silver's rise to power, every season raised the bar. And now Season 7 is set to raise it even higher. Netflix has called this season the final showdown, and that alone should send chills down every fan's spine. Because if Cobra Kai has taught us anything, it's that every punch, every kick, and every choice has consequences. This last season is more than just another batch of episodes, it's the final chapter in a saga that began over 40 years ago with the Karate Kid. That's what makes this release so monumental. We're not just talking about a new season. We're talking about the closing of a story that has inspired generations. Imagine the weight of that. Every character, from Johnny to Daniel, from Miguel to Tory, from Hawk to Sam, is heading into uncharted territory. Their arcs have been carefully built for this very moment. And every fan knows it's all leading to something unforgettable. But why does this finale matter so much? Because Cobra Kai has always been about redemption. Johnny Lawrence wasn't left to rot as a villain of the past, he became a man searching for a second chance. Daniel LaRusso wasn't just a hero set in stone, he had to question his own pride, his mistakes, and his responsibility as a mentor. Miguel, Tory, Hawk, Sam, all of them grew up in a storm created by their sensei's decisions, and now they're about to fight battles that will define who they truly are. Season 7 promises to bring closure not only to these characters but also to the fans, who grew up with this story. Netflix knows how big this moment is, and they've confirmed the release date in a way that builds hype across the globe. Fans won't just be watching another season, they'll be preparing for the endgame. This isn't the kind of show you casually stream while scrolling through your phone. This is the type of release that makes people clear their schedules, gather their friends, and binge-watch every second. Because when Cobra Kai bows out, it's not just the end of a series, it's the end of an era. So, as we dive deeper into this video, here's what you can expect. First, we'll reveal the official Netflix release date for Season 7. Then, we'll break down every major detail from the trailer, highlighting the moments you might have missed, the hidden Easter eggs, and the clues pointing to the season's biggest battles. And finally, we'll give you a detailed breakdown of Episode 1, showing you exactly how the final season begins, and why it sets the stage for the ultimate showdown in Cobra Kai history. The excitement is real. The countdown has started, and the dojo doors are about to open one last time. The only question left is, are you ready for the fight that will decide it all? Asterisk after months of speculation, rumor after rumor, and endless fan theories filling up Reddit threads and YouTube comment sections, Netflix has finally lifted the curtain. The official release date for Cobra Kai Season 7 is now confirmed, and it's coming sooner than most fans dared to hope. This isn't just another update, it's the beginning of the end. the countdown to the final fight that will define who truly deserves the Cobra Kai legacy. Mark your calendars, because Cobra Kai Season 7 will be hitting Netflix on insert release date here, and every single episode promises to hit harder than a roundhouse kick to the chest. Netflix has made it clear that this season is not only the finale of the show, it's the culmination of a story that began decades ago, back in 1984 when Daniel LaRusso first stepped onto the mat against Johnny Lawrence at the All-Valley Karate Tournament. That single moment gave birth to a franchise that has stood the test of time, and now it's all closing with one final, explosive season, but there's something different about this release. Unlike the earlier seasons where fans could casually binge-watch and wait for the next renewal, this one carries the weight of closure. It's not just another set of episodes, it's the final ball, the grand curtain call. Netflix has branded this season as the endgame, and that label alone tells us how much emotional weight is packed into this last ride. Fans are not just preparing to stream, they're preparing to say goodbye, and Netflix is pulling out all the stops to make sure the farewell is unforgettable. This isn't just a random drop in the schedule. The timing is calculated. The release is set during a global prime window, giving fans across time zones the chance to jump in together, creating an almost worldwide event. Social media will explode with reactions, memes, and heated debates the moment those episodes drop. It will feel less like a TV release and more like a pop culture moment, the kind people will remember, the kind fans will talk about years later. Now, here's where things get even more interesting. For weeks, there were whispers that Netflix might split the season into two parts, a strategy they've used with some of their other big finales like Stranger Things and Money Heist. Why? Because splitting the story keeps the suspense burning longer. And for a show like Cobra Kai, with so many unresolved rivalries and cliffhangers, it would make perfect sense. Imagine watching the first half of the season, witnessing jaw-dropping fights, shocking betrayals, and maybe even the return of a few unexpected faces only to be left hanging before the final batch of episodes brings it all to an earth-shaking conclusion. Whether Netflix follows through with a split or drops all the episodes at once, the impact will be the same. Fans won't just watch. They'll live this final season. The confirmed release date also means one more thing. We can start the countdown to the dojo doors opening one last time. Fans can plan watch parties, rewatch older seasons, and revisit key Karate Kid films to catch all the callbacks and Easter eggs. Because one thing's certain, Season 7 will be loaded with references, nods, and moments designed to tie the past to the present. If you thought the nostalgia punches hit hard in earlier seasons, prepare yourself. This final stretch is going to be a love letter to everything Cobra Kai and the Karate Kid have built together. Think about the timing of this announcement, too. Netflix waited until the hype had reached boiling point. With Season 6 ending in chaos, Terry Silver defeated, Kreese breaking out of prison, Daniel and Johnny finally finding common ground, fans were desperate for answers. Netflix knew the demand was sky high, and they struck at the perfect moment. By confirming the release date now, they've guaranteed months of conversation, theories, and speculation leading up to the big day. And the beauty of this release is that it won't just be about fights and training montages. This season carries the emotional closure fans have been waiting for. Johnny Lawrence's redemption arc, Daniel LaRusso's evolution as both fighter and mentor, Miguel's struggle to carve his own identity, Tory's battle between loyalty and freedom, Hawk's quest for acceptance. Every storyline will converge. This release date doesn't just mark when the episodes will appear on your Netflix homepage, it marks the day when these arcs finally find resolution. So, as the clock ticks down, fans need to prepare themselves. Rewatch your favorite battles, relive those All-Valley tournaments, and get ready for the biggest martial arts showdown television has ever seen. The release date is confirmed, the hype is real, and in just a short time, the dojo doors will open for the very last time. The only question is, when that day arrives, will you be ready to bow in and witness the final fight that defines Cobra Kai forever? The official trailer for Cobra Kai Season 7 dropped like a thunderclap, and fans across the world immediately knew one thing. This isn't just another season, it's war. Every frame of the trailer feels like a final warning. a message that the dojo rivalries, the broken friendships, and the scars of the past are all coming together for one explosive conclusion. Let's break down the moments you might have missed, the callbacks hidden in plain sight, and the hints of what's to come in this last chapter. The trailer begins with a powerful montage of the past flashbacks of the All Valley Tournament, Johnny and Daniel's legendary rivalry, and even glimpses of Mr. Miyagi's wisdom echoing through the years. Netflix is making a clear statement here. Season 7 isn't just about what's next. It's about honoring everything that came before. You can almost feel the weight of Miyagi's words as Daniel stares at the dojo mats, realizing this fight is bigger than him. It's about legacy. Then comes the first shocker, John Kreese. Last time we saw him, he had faked his death in prison and made a daring escape. The trailer confirms what fans suspected. Kreese is back in action, and he's more dangerous than ever. His voiceover cuts through the trailer like a knife, talking about strength, fear, and survival. Every shot of him training in the shadows suggests he's building something, maybe a new Cobra Kai, maybe an army of students loyal only to him. Whatever it is, his presence looms over the season like a storm cloud, but Kreese isn't the only familiar face to dominate the trailer. Terry Silver, though defeated in Season 6, makes a brief but chilling appearance. We see him, humbled and broken, yet with that glint of ambition still burning in his eyes. Could Silver rise again? Or will this be his true fall from grace? The trailer doesn't tell us outright, but the tease is enough to send chills down your spine. Because if Silver has taught us anything, it's that he never goes down without a plan, and then the international tournament reveal. This is the moment that had fans shouting at their screens. The Sekai Taikai, the world's most prestigious karate competition, takes center stage, and our fighters are finally stepping onto the global stage. Shots of enormous arenas, massive crowds, and fighters from all over the world set the tone. This isn't just a neighborhood feud anymore. Cobra Kai, Miyagi-Do, and Eagle Fang are no longer battling for the soul of the valley, they're battling for the world's respect. And that raises the stakes higher than ever before. The trailer also gives us glimpses of the younger fighters who have carried this story into a new generation. Miguel training harder than ever, Sam looking more focused and determined, Hawk showing off his trademark intensity, and Tory caught between two worlds. Each of them is shown in moments of both strength and vulnerability, hinting that this final season will test them in ways they've never experienced. The fights won't just be physical, they'll be emotional, tearing at the bonds of loyalty, friendship, and even love. One of the most powerful shots in the trailer comes when Johnny and Daniel are seen standing side by side, dressed in their GIS, ready for battle. This image alone is decades in the making. From bitter rivals to reluctant allies to finally becoming true partners, their journey has been at the heart of Cobra Kai. Seeing them united for the ultimate showdown sends a clear message. The final season isn't about dividing the past, it's about bringing it together. Johnny's rough around the edges humor mixed with Daniel's disciplined Miyagi-Do philosophy creates a balance that the show has been building towards since day one. But of course, the trailer doesn't leave out the action. We see high-speed training montages, brutal sparring sessions, and glimpses of the international fighters who look every bit as skilled and dangerous as our main cast. The choreography looks sharper, the stakes feel higher, and every strike is filmed with the weight of a finale. One scene in particular shows Miguel facing off against a new rival whose speed and precision suggest he might be the toughest opponent yet. Another shows Tory staring down an international champion, her face a mix of fear and defiance. These moments suggest the tournament won't be an easy victory for anyone. It will push every fighter to their breaking point. And then comes the mystery. The trailer deliberately hides certain characters, leaving fans to wonder who might return. Will Mike Barnes play a bigger role? Will Julie Pierce from the next Karate Kid finally make her long-awaited appearance? The trailer doesn't confirm, but the absence of answers only fuels speculation. The creators have always loved surprising fans, and this being the final season, it wouldn't be shocking if they pulled out all the stops to bring back every possible piece of Karate Kid history. By the time the trailer ends, the tone is crystal clear. This is the endgame. The final words echo across the screen, something along the lines of, "One fight, one legacy. One last season." It's not just a tagline, it's a promise. The battles will be bigger, the emotions will cut deeper, and the finale will deliver closure on a scale that fans have been craving. So, when you watch this trailer, don't just see it as clips of what's to come. See it as a roadmap to the most important battles in Cobra Kai history. Every punch tells a story, every stare hides a conflict, and every moment is building toward the showdown that will decide the future of both Cobra Kai and Miyagi-Do. This isn't just karate, it's destiny. Asterisk the very first episode of Cobra Kai Season 7 wastes no time, it throws us directly into the storm. Right from the opening scene, it's clear this is not business as usual. The finale season doesn't gently ease fans back into the dojo. Instead, it plants us squarely in the chaos left behind by Season 6 and sets the stage for the battles that will define the rest of the story. Episode 1 begins with Aftermath. The dust has settled after Terry Silver's downfall, but the valley is far from calm. Miyagi-Do and Eagle Fang may have tasted victory, but peace feels like an illusion. We see Johnny and Daniel standing in front of their students, not as rivals, but as senseis trying to guide a fractured group. Their alliance is stronger than ever, yet you can sense the tension. They know this unity will be tested. For Johnny, it's about finally proving he can be a father figure, not just to Miguel, but to every kid who steps onto the mat. For Daniel, it's about carrying Miyagi's legacy into a new generation, making sure the lessons of balance and honor don't get lost in the noise of competition. But Episode 1 doesn't stop at reflection, it introduces momentum. Early in the episode, the news of the Sekai Taikai Tournament reaches the valley. The world is watching now, and the spotlight is bigger than any All-Valley ever was. The moment this revelation lands, the energy shifts. Suddenly, this isn't about neighborhood grudges, it's about representing your dojo on a global stage. The students' reactions mirror what the audience feels: excitement, fear, and the weight of destiny. Miguel steps up with quiet determination, Hawk grins with fire in his eyes, Sam clenches her fists, and Tory's conflicted expression reminds us her path won't be easy, and then comes the twist on Kreese. Episode 1 makes it clear that his prison escape isn't just a footnote. It's the beginning of his next play. While Daniel and Johnny rally their students, Kreese is already plotting in the shadows. His first appearance in the episode is chilling, a man walking alone, his voice carrying the same venom that's haunted Cobra Kai for decades. He's not just back, he's reborn. If Silver was a puppet master of manipulation, Kreese is a predator of survival. Episode 1 hints that he isn't just returning to reclaim Cobra Kai, he's planning something bigger, something ruthless. What makes this episode brilliant is how it balances action with emotion. We get our first taste of high-stakes training sequences. Students spar with an intensity that feels different from previous seasons. Every strike is sharper, every block is heavier, because now, every single move could be the one that determines whether they stand victorious on the international stage or collapse under the pressure. But beyond the physical battles, the emotional arcs take center stage. Miguel struggles with his growing role as the leader of his peers. Sam questions how much of this fight is really hers. Hawk confronts his insecurities beneath the mohawk, and Tory's torn between walking away from Cobra Kai forever or stepping into the storm one more time. The episode also plants seeds for the season's long-term storylines. A mysterious new fighter is introduced during a sparring sequence, an outsider, with skills that rival the best of Miyagi-Do and Cobra Kai. The brief glimpses we get are enough to suggest that this newcomer may be one of the international opponents, someone who could shift the balance in the Sekai Taikai. Their presence is a reminder, this fight is bigger than the valley now, but what truly cements Episode 1 as unforgettable is its final scene. Just when it feels like Daniel and Johnny have a grip on their dojo, just when the students begin to unite under the dream of international victory, a shadow falls. Kreese is shown watching from a distance, his voice narrating about strength and weakness, about predators and prey. The screen cuts to black as his words echo. The real fight hasn't even begun. It's a moment that sends chills down your spine because it confirms what fans have feared. This war isn't going to end without casualties. both physical and emotional. And with that, Episode 1 sets the tone for the entire season. It's not just about training, it's not just about tournaments, and it's not just about karate, it's about legacy, about redemption, and about whether the cycle of rivalry can finally be broken. As the credits roll, fans are left buzzing with questions. Can Johnny and Daniel truly stay united when the pressure rises? Will Miguel and Sam find the strength to carry Miyagi-Do forward? Will Tory escape the shadow of Cobra Kai or be pulled back in by Kreese's grip? And perhaps most importantly, who will rise as the true champion when the dust settles at the Sekai Taikai? This is the brilliance of Episode 1. It doesn't give you all the answers, but it gives you everything